Hey, Jesse, I have a question.
Yeah.
Because I've actually had a couple of librarians contact me within the last month who don't currently have their own ILS. So they don't have anything to migrate.
Yeah.
They do things manually. They might have cataloging done by, another library, and their holdings are reflected there, but they don't have a patron database or their own or they have a manual check-in record and so forth. So how does ByWater help a library like that get a catalog up and running?
Karen, that is a great question. So if you have, let's say, a CSV file or a spreadsheet that you've been tracking this, and maybe, you have a title in one column, copyright date. Actually, we've done quite a few of these for law libraries where they're coming, unautomated. They've just tracked this in a spreadsheet. You have a couple different tabs, what the collection is or where it lives in the library. Some libraries have come to us and don't even have like a call number scheme. Maybe they use a color scheme to identify where it's at in the library. Green is environmental, blue is employment, red is family law. Like we can help you create that, shared or integrated ILS. So what our data migration specialists will do is we refer to it as a CSV conversion to MARC. So if you have a spreadsheet, they'll work with you to essentially map it to create a MARC record in the system. We could take, if you have, let's say, a borrower's file or a patron file, again, on a spreadsheet or some type of, file that you can share with us, we can import those in and create a patron file in the Koha system. Our fantastic educators will work with you to set up all your policies. So circulation rules, creating them in the system. If you don't circulate, or maybe you just have a very small, maybe you just circulate CLEs, you can create all of that in the system. If you have different membership levels, you can create different patron categories in the Koha system and set that up. So there's different levels. Maybe you have a free membership, or maybe there's different levels, like, $100, and that gets you X amount of circulations per month, or maybe a longer checkout period. Those are all things that we can work with you to set those up. And maybe you've never really cataloged in MARC before. Again, a total learning curve, but there are things like a Z3950 server where you can search other catalogs and grab a copy of those records and bring them in. In the serials module, you have the MANA database, so you don't have to create a prediction pattern from scratch. Ugh. That was the most amazing enhancement ever, was getting that, in there, so you could search other people's prediction patterns. So when you're creating one for The Economist or Collier's on bankruptcy, you could look and see what other prediction patterns are out there. So there's just so many great ways to start. Even if you're unautomated and you're starting from scratch, we can help you get up and running. That was a great question, Karen.